here tonight as we come together to celebrate my dad's life. On Friday, April 1st, 2022, my dad passed away in the comfort of his home. He now has a new home with God and his loved ones. I want to begin this eulogy by reminding everyone that being a human being is a complex thing. We are all filled with hopes, dreams, insecurities, and flaws. We make mistakes and hopefully we grow and learn from them. We are each guided by our unique experience and the era and time in which we live. My dad was no different than you or I. Tonight I want to honor him by sharing with you all the things that made him special to me. My dad, whom I've always called Papi, Pedro Carrao Matias, was born in Sábalos, barrio de Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, on April 12, 1938. In those days, many people lived in poverty, and my dad and his family were no exception. I remember him telling me that they lived in a little shack, and that when he was a baby, his mother, Doña Eusebia, was unable to breastfeed him due to health issues. It was no surprise that the woman who did breastfeed him was Doña Carmen, his future wife's mother, my mom, Urania. The Carrao and the Castillo family lived next door to each other, and all the children grew up together. In 1955, at the age of 17, he left his beloved island and migrated to Westfield, New York, along with Jose Castillo and Raymond Castillo. Yes, this was the father and brother of his soon-to-be wife, Urania Castillo. All three of them found factory work at Welch's Grape Juice Company. This period in time was difficult for him. He missed his family, especially his mother, but then life got better for him when in 1959, his childhood sweetheart, Urania, along with her mother and siblings, came to Westfield from Puerto Rico to join her father and brother. In 1961, the young couple got married. And in 1963, Pedro and his young bride moved to Chicago, Illinois. At the time, they already had 2 children, Peter and Joe. His sister owned a building and encouraged him to come, offering him a job as a maintenance person. Once again, my dad decided to venture out, filled with hope and aspirations, looking for a better quality of life and new opportunities. In total, my parents had 6 children, and in 1987, at the age of 49 and 45, they began to raise a 7th child, starting from the day she was born. That child was me. During those years, Chicago was known for its factory work, and it was a big part of the manufacturing industry. Papi got a job as a machine operator at Valley Manufacturing Company, and then moved up the ladder as machine inspector. He worked there proudly for over 30 years and retired in his late 90s. I have many fond memories of my father. For example, every morning he would make me ramen soup with an egg tossed in it and a hot cup of coffee. I went everywhere with him and my mother, Urania. There was times when Papi took me to school every morning and picked me up in the afternoon. He did thoughtful things for us. Every week, he would save his change and go to the corner store and buy my mom her Hershey bar. My treat was 4 bags of chips per $1. He did this automatically because he wanted to, because he was caring and wanted to show his love, even if it was in the small ways. Another fond memory that I believe all his children and grandkids have in common is the fact that he was a damn good cook. We would all ask him, Papi, ¿qué va a cocinar? He would say, no voy a cocinar, pregúntale a tu madre. We would tell him, Mami no sabe cocinar. He would say to my mom, ¿oíste eso, negra? He would laugh, and then begin to cook. Chicken was one of his specialties. He made it in different ways. He also made delicious mondongo, in which we all fought over. I also learned how to make pasteles, much to my dismay, but I must admit everyone loved them, including me. I always felt loved by my parents and secure. There are too many things that he did and so many lessons that I learned from him to be able to mention them here tonight. But I hear his voice, his advice in my head and in my heart as I go through my day. I will feel the loss and the gap in my life every day. Don't get me wrong or misunderstand me. Life wasn't always full of roses. Papi was a hard